The hip-hop world is in utter shock tonight as one of the most jaw-dropping stories in recent rap history unfolds. Fans everywhere are struggling to process the unimaginable. Yella Beezy, the Houston rap star known for his street anthems and chart-topping hits, has reportedly been sentenced to life in prison for the murder of fellow rapper Mo3. The news dropped like a bomb, sending shockwaves through social media, radio, and the streets, leaving fans angry, heartbroken, and in total disbelief. People can't stop asking the same question. How did it come to this? Two artists from the same scene, once admired and celebrated, are now forever linked by tragedy. According to sources close to the case, tensions between Yella Beezy and Mo3 had been escalating for months, with heated arguments and confrontations reported behind the scenes. Now, with the verdict official, the ripple effects are massive. Families torn apart, friends divided, and fans demanding answers. Emotions ran high as everyone tried to make sense of the nightmare scenario. The streets are buzzing with speculation, the hip-hop community is polarized, and nobody saw this coming. Tonight, we break down every shocking detail, every betrayal, and every twist in this devastating saga that has left the rap world stunned. The courtroom was packed, the tension palpable, and the air felt heavier than anyone in Houston had ever experienced. Cameras flashed, and whispers ran through the crowd like wildfire as Yella Beezy sat at the defendant's table, his face stone-cold but eyes betraying a storm of emotions. The life sentence for the murder of Mo3 wasn't just a headline, it was a seismic event in the hip-hop world, a nightmare that no one saw coming. Fans are shocked, emotions ran high, and the family was left divided as the gavel slammed down. Outside, the streets were buzzing with rumors, and social media erupted instantly with fans expressing disbelief and anger, some defending Beezy, others demanding justice for Mo3. The story leading up to this tragic verdict was a tangled web of envy, rivalry, and betrayal. Yella Beezy and Mo3 had a history that many believed was unshakable: collaborations, shared stages, and mutual respect that seemed to cement a brotherhood. But behind closed doors, tensions simmered. Sources close to both camps claim that arguments over money, loyalty, and street credibility had escalated over months, culminating in the night that changed everything. According to one insider, a confrontation outside a club in Dallas had spiraled out of control. Words were exchanged, insults were hurled, and what started as a verbal spat quickly turned violent. "I never thought it would get this far," said one associate of Beezy, shaking his head. "They were friends, man. They shared studios, they shared beats. But pride, money, and ego. They'll tear." Another source hinted at a brewing feud over alleged snitching claims, adding a dark layer to the already combustible situation. Fans are still speculating whether this was a cold-blooded act or a heated moment gone terribly wrong. The truth, insiders say, may never be fully known, but the courtroom drama left no room for ambiguity. The life sentence was final. Inside the courtroom, emotions ran high. Mo3's family was in tears, hugging each other tightly, some unable to look at Beezy directly. "He took my son away from me," Mo3's mother sobbed, her voice cracking. "I trusted the system to protect him, but now it feels like nothing can fix this." Meanwhile, Beezy's own circle struggled to maintain composure. Friends whispered, some shaking with rage, others with despair. "This can't be real," one of Beezy's associates muttered. "He didn't mean for this to happen. He's going away for life over a mistake, over one moment of bad judgment." Social media platforms exploded with debates. TikTok clips, Instagram reels, and Twitter threads dissected every angle, every known interaction between the two rappers. Fans debated the motive, scrutinized past interviews, and even dug up old footage from shows where Beezy and Mo3 shared the stage. Some posts claimed Mo3 had been planning to cut ties with Beezy, while others suggested that Beezy was being framed. Conspiracy theories flooded the internet, with hashtags trending nationally. Hashtag Justice for Mo3, hashtag Yella Beezy, hashtag Hip Hop Drama, and hashtag Rap World Shocked. Each post seemed to fuel the fire, making the situation even more explosive. Adding another layer to the chaos, insiders revealed that the feud wasn't limited to the two rappers alone. Friends, managers, and even certain label executives reportedly got caught in the crossfire. It's like a domino effect, one source explained. Everyone who was close to them started picking sides. Family members stopped talking to each other. Friendships ended. The whole scene is fractured. The betrayal didn't stop at public perception. It reached into private lives, with allegations of backstabbing, secret deals, and withheld information that could have prevented tragedy. In a particularly chilling twist, some witnesses claimed they overheard Beezy muttering about feeling trapped in the escalating conflict. He kept saying it was like living in a cage, like no one understood what he was going through, said a studio engineer who worked with both artists. He was scared, frustrated, and honestly, a lot of people warned him, but pride gets in the way. Meanwhile, Mo3 had confided in friends that he felt disrespected and feared for his safety in the weeks leading up to his death. Fans are shocked by these revelations, as it paints a picture of two talented artists caught in a tragic cycle of fear, misunderstanding, and aggression. The night of the incident is still being pieced together by authorities. Reports suggest that a minor disagreement escalated into a confrontation in a parking lot outside a Dallas studio. Security footage, witness testimony, and forensic evidence played pivotal roles in the trial. Prosecutors painted a narrative of premeditation, claiming Beezy had acted intentionally, while defense attorneys argued it was a tragic accident fueled by a heated argument. The courtroom became a stage for high drama, with cross-examinations revealing long-buried grudges, hidden conversations, and even threats that had gone unnoticed by the public. Family reactions added even more tension. Mo3's siblings were vocal, expressing outrage not only at the act, but at what they perceived as Beezy's lack of remorse. "He doesn't even look sorry," one brother said, voice shaking with rage. "He's been living his life, making music, while my brother is gone forever. I want the world to know the truth." On the other side, Beezy's mother was seen crying uncontrollably, pleading with anyone who would listen. "He's my son. He made a mistake, yes, but he doesn't deserve this. He's still a human being." The emotional divide between the two families seemed insurmountable, leaving fans wondering if reconciliation is even possible. The music world reacted in kind. Fellow artists, collaborators, and industry insiders weighed in publicly, some expressing sorrow, others expressing disbelief. Social media posts poured in. "I can't believe this is real," wrote one popular rapper. "This is a loss for the culture, for the streets, for the music we love." Others were harsher. "If it's true, there's no excuse. You take a life, you face the consequences." The division among peers mirrored the public's, and it highlighted how deeply this incident shook the foundations of the Houston rap scene and beyond. Even Beezy himself, during rare statements outside court, expressed a mixture of regret, defiance, and confusion. "I didn't mean for none of this to happen," he said in a shaky interview. "It got out of hand. I wish things were different. I wish Mo3 was here. I pray for his family every day. But the streets, they don't forgive mistakes easily." Fans reacted with mixed emotions, some empathizing with his vulnerability, others believing he still carried the weight of responsibility for Mo3's death. The tension between accountability and sympathy created endless debates online. Adding fuel to the fire, reports emerged about potential rivalries and outside influences that may have contributed to the tragedy. Friends and associates hinted at jealousy from other artists, management conflicts, and even financial disputes over unreleased music and future collaborations. Some insiders suggested that the feud might have been manipulated or intensified by people close to both rappers, hoping to capitalize on chaos. "It's like watching a movie," said a longtime music journalist. "Everything that happened leading up to that night reads like a script, but sadly, it was all real life. And real life doesn't have a rewind button." The legal battle itself had been intense, with Beezy facing charges that could have ended differently depending on how the courtroom drama unfolded. Witness testimonies were explosive, some sympathetic, others damning. The prosecution presented a meticulous timeline, while the defense tried to humanize Beezy, emphasizing his career, charitable acts, and personal struggles. Emotions ran high as jurors deliberated, ultimately deciding on the life sentence that would leave Beezy incarcerated for decades. The verdict, while definitive in the courtroom, did little to calm the storm outside. Fans, friends, and family continued to argue, debate, and mourn, making it clear that this story is far from over. As the news spread, fans created memorials for Mo3, sharing videos, songs, and messages online to honor his memory. Meanwhile, Beezy's fanbase tried to defend him, launching hashtags like #SupportYella and #BeezyStrong, claiming that the rapper had been unfairly treated by the media and justice system. The division among fans mirrors the emotional fracture within the hip-hop community itself. Every social media post, every comment, every video fuels the ongoing narrative of betrayal, heartbreak, and unresolved tension. And yet, despite the despair, the drama continues to unfold. Sources claim Beezy has been reaching out privately to try and make amends, but Mo3's family remains steadfast, refusing contact. Rumors of leaked audio, behind-the-scenes negotiations, and even potential threats against Beezy have kept the streets talking. Fans are desperate for clarity, for closure, for justice, and for some sign that the tragedy might lead to understanding rather than endless cycles of blame. The story is far from finished, and every day seems to bring a new twist, a new leak, or a new confrontation. The intensity of the situation cannot be overstated. From social media outrage to street-level discussions, from courtroom drama to private family disputes, the life sentence of Yella Beezy for the murder of Mo3 has shaken the foundations of the rap world. Friends are choosing sides, families are divided, and fans are left questioning loyalty, morality, and the very nature of fame and violence in hip-hop. One thing is clear, this story will not be forgotten anytime soon. The names Yella Beezy and Mo3 will forever be linked in a saga of ambition, pride, tragedy, and heartbreak that continues to captivate, shock, and divide a global audience. The aftermath of the sentencing left a trail of chaos that rippled through the streets, social media, and every corner of the hip-hop world. Fans gathered outside the courthouse, some shouting their support for Yella Beezy, others demanding justice for Mo3. Signs waved, cameras rolled, and emotions ran so high that security struggled to maintain order. "It's unreal out here," one bystander said, voice trembling. "You can feel the heartbreak and the anger in the air. People are screaming, crying, and arguing all at once." The courthouse steps had become a stage for public confrontation, turning the city into a living, breathing drama scene. Inside Beezy's private world, the emotional fallout was just as intense. His closest friends and managers huddled in his studio, whispering about what this meant for his career and legacy. "Yella's life just changed forever," one friend muttered. "All those shows, all those deals, everything is on hold now. And for what? A mistake, a moment gone wrong." The atmosphere was heavy, thick with guilt, regret, and the haunting reality that nothing could undo the tragedy. Meanwhile, Beezy himself retreated into silence, speaking only in low tones to those he trusted most. "I didn't plan for any of this," he confessed. "I wish I could turn back time. I wish Mo3 was still here." The family drama intensified as more details leaked about the private interactions between Beezy and Mo3 in the months leading up to the murder. Sources claim that Mo3 had confided in family members about feeling betrayed by Beezy, while Beezy allegedly expressed frustration over Mo3's alleged disloyalty. Emotions ran high as both families tried to process the complex web of pride, rivalry, and street credibility that had entangled the two artists. "It's like watching two worlds collide," said an insider close to both camps. Neither family is completely innocent in the feud, but the tragedy leaves everyone shattered. In a particularly chilling twist, private messages between the two rappers were reportedly discovered during the investigation. Some messages were conciliatory, with Beezy attempting to reach out and Mo3 appearing willing to resolve differences. Other messages, however, contained veiled threats and harsh accusations, hinting at a simmering tension that had been building for months. Fans are shocked by these revelations, with many taking to social media to dissect every word and speculate about the true motive behind the confrontation. Hashtag Beezy vs. Mo3 began trending, with debates that spanned Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Meanwhile, the courtroom drama continued to dominate headlines as legal analysts dissected every aspect of the case. Prosecutors highlighted Beezy's alleged intent, painting a picture of calculated rage, while defense attorneys tried to humanize the rapper, showing his struggles, his artistic ambition, and his attempts at reconciliation. "It's a battle between two narratives," explained a prominent legal commentator. "One side says this was premeditated. The other says it was a tragic accident fueled by pride and fear." Both sides have compelling arguments, but the jury ultimately sided with the prosecution. The emotional toll on friends and collaborators was undeniable. Fellow artists expressed heartbreak, disbelief, and, in some cases, anger. "This is a loss we can't ignore," one rapper said in an Instagram live broadcast, voice cracking. Mo3 was family, a brother. And now Yella's facing life? "It's heavy, man. I don't know who to blame, but I know the culture feels the pain." Meanwhile, fans flooded comment sections with arguments, conspiracy theories, and tributes. Some claimed Beezy was unfairly targeted. Others argued that justice had finally been served. The division among peers mirrored the split within the fanbase, intensifying the public drama. As tensions escalated, reports emerged of potential outside influences that may have exacerbated the feud. Allegations surfaced about other artists, managers, and industry figures manipulating situations to their advantage. Some insiders suggested that disputes over unreleased tracks, financial disagreements, and loyalty tests contributed to the night that changed everything. "It's like a powder keg waiting to explode," said a studio engineer familiar with the events. "One spark, one insult, and everything ignited. Sadly, it led to tragedy." One particularly haunting revelation came from security footage obtained from the night of the incident. The video allegedly shows a heated verbal exchange outside a Dallas studio, with Beezy visibly frustrated and Mo3 defensive. Witnesses described the argument escalating within minutes, turning from shouting to physical confrontation. Fans are shocked, some claiming that the footage confirms premeditation, others arguing it shows a moment gone horribly wrong. Regardless, the visual evidence intensified public debate, fueling both outrage and sympathy for those involved. The emotional fracture between the two families deepened in the days following the verdict. Mo3's family publicly demanded accountability, while Beezy's family expressed despair and frustration at what they called a misunderstanding blown out of proportion. "He's our son," Beezy's mother said in an interview, tears streaming down her face. "He made a mistake, but he doesn't deserve a life sentence. He's still human, still a son, a brother, a friend. Please, people, see that." Meanwhile, Mo3's siblings countered, emphasizing the irreversibility of loss. "Our brother is gone," one sibling said. "No apologies, no regrets. No tears can bring him back. We want justice, not sympathy." The online community erupted in response. Hashtags, memes, and trending discussions multiplied at an alarming rate. Fans dissected every interview, every social media post, every rumored encounter between the two rappers. Conspiracy theories abounded, ranging from claims that Beezy was framed to suggestions of a planned retaliation by rival artists. Social media became a battleground, with supporters of both sides clashing in comment sections and live streams. Influencers and content creators capitalized on the chaos, posting reaction videos, opinion pieces, and exclusive insider leaks that kept the story in the public eye. Amid the chaos, Beezy's music career faced an uncertain future. Tours were postponed, collaborations were halted, and label executives reportedly grew concerned about public perception. "No one wants to take a risk right now," an insider explained. "The optics are terrible and the public is divided. Brands, sponsors, everyone is watching closely. It's a precarious situation for Yella Beezy." Despite the challenges, Beezy's supporters remained vocal, arguing that his talent and contributions to the rap scene should not be overshadowed by one tragic incident. The psychological toll on Beezy was also evident in rare interviews and private conversations leaked to media outlets. Sources claimed he spent long hours reflecting on the incident, expressing guilt, fear, and hopelessness. "He's haunted by it," said a close friend. "Every day, every night, it's there. He wishes things could be different, but he knows the consequences are real. It's a nightmare he can't escape." Meanwhile, Mo3's fans and family channeled their grief into public memorials, tribute tracks, and social media campaigns honoring his life and legacy. The contrast between celebration and mourning added another layer of intensity to the already dramatic saga. Rumors of potential retaliations and feuds sparked additional tension. Sources claimed that rival artists were monitoring the situation closely, some allegedly planning moves that could escalate the conflict even further. Friends of both rappers warned that the streets were watching and that loyalty, reputation, and pride could ignite new confrontations. "This isn't just about Yella and Mo3 anymore," one insider said. "It's about the culture, the community, the message that gets sent when someone in the scene faces this level of tragedy." Fans are shocked at how one incident spiraled into an ongoing saga affecting the entire hip-hop community. Even as lawyers, friends, and family tried to contain the fallout, new twists continued to emerge. Allegations of leaked recordings, private threats, and hidden rivalries kept the story in the headlines. The rap community's tension mirrored the streets, with debates spilling into everyday life. From casual conversations to media coverage, no one could escape the weight of the situation. Emotions ran high, alliances shifted, and trust became a fragile commodity. Every day seemed to bring a new revelation, keeping fans and insiders on edge. In the studio where both rappers had once recorded together, silence replaced the usual energy. Producers and engineers recalled arguments over tracks, creative differences, and disputes over beats. "It's eerie now," one engineer said. "You walk in, and it's just empty. No laughter, no music, no collaboration. Just a memory of what was lost and what went wrong." The environment mirrored the larger state of the Houston rap scene, a place of talent and ambition, now shadowed by tragedy, fear, and fractured relationships. As the drama continued, Beezy reportedly began reaching out to try and reconcile with Mo3's family, but the responses were cold, if not hostile. Private negotiations, letters, and intermediaries failed to bridge the gap. "They're not ready," one source close to Mo3's family said. "No matter what Yella does, the hurt runs too deep. This isn't something you can fix with words or gestures anymore." Meanwhile, fans continued to debate, speculate, and demand answers, ensuring that the saga remained alive in public consciousness. The story's intensity was further amplified by media coverage that focused on every detail, real or rumored. Interviews, leaked messages, and eyewitness accounts created a continuous loop of drama, keeping the story trending and fan engagement high. The line between fact and speculation blurred, with entertainment outlets mixing insider information with exaggerated narratives for maximum impact. "It's the perfect storm for sensationalized coverage," said a media analyst. "Emotions, tragedy, celebrity, everything the public eats up. And it keeps growing every day." As the community grappled with grief, anger, and speculation, one thing became clear. The story of Yella Beezy and Mo3 had transformed from a tragic incident into an ongoing cultural phenomenon. The streets were talking, the internet was divided, and the music industry watched with bated breath. Every conversation, every post, every rumor fueled the fire, ensuring that the names of Yella Beezy and Mo3 would remain inseparably linked in the annals of hip-hop history. As the weeks passed, the tension surrounding Yella Beezy and Mo3's tragic feud showed no signs of slowing down. The streets of Houston, Dallas, and other rap hubs were alive with whispered rumors, heated debates, and public displays of loyalty. Fans were divided, emotions ran high, and the families remained entrenched in grief and anger. Social media exploded daily with reactions, theories, and even direct messages from fans hoping to reach either camp. The saga had become more than a tragedy. It was now a cultural phenomenon, with every detail scrutinized, dissected, and debated endlessly. Beezy himself was reportedly struggling to navigate life behind bars. Sources close to the rapper described him as withdrawn, grappling with guilt and fear, yet still fiercely protective of his legacy. "He's haunted," one insider said. "Every time he closes his eyes, he sees that night over and over. He knows he can't undo it, but he's trying to figure out how to live with it. It's torment, but he's still thinking about his music, his fans, and the people who stood by him." His team, though limited in access, worked tirelessly to maintain his brand, leaking statements, interviews, and behind-the-scenes footage to remind the public that Beezy was still alive and still relevant. Meanwhile, Mo3's family began to assert their influence in the hip-hop community in ways no one anticipated. Memorials, tribute tracks, and social media campaigns kept his memory alive while emphasizing the consequences of street conflicts. "Our brother's life mattered," one sibling said in a tearful Instagram post. "He had dreams, he had fans, he had a future. And now it's gone because of betrayal and violence. We want justice, and we want the world to remember him." Fans responded with thousands of comments, messages, and posts, creating a virtual shrine to Mo3 that was impossible to ignore. The feud's lingering tensions sparked a cascade of rivalries in the music scene. Industry insiders reported that several artists had begun taking sides, some quietly, some publicly. The slightest hint of allegiance or betrayal could ignite new conflicts, with diss tracks, interviews, and social media posts creating an ongoing drama. One rapper even hinted in a live broadcast, "You don't want to mess with the Beezy, Mo3 situation. It's bigger than you think. Streets are watching, and everyone's calculating." Fans were shocked by the subtle threats, interpreting them as warnings that the saga wasn't over. In an unexpected twist, leaked audio emerged online, allegedly capturing a heated conversation between Beezy and Mo3 just days before the incident. In the clips, voices were raised, accusations were hurled, and pride clashed with fear. Some fans interpreted the audio as evidence of premeditation, while others insisted it showed a misunderstanding spiraling out of control. The debate reignited online, with hashtags trending globally and reaction videos flooding YouTube. Emotions ran high, and the lines between truth, speculation, and exaggeration blurred completely. Beezy's supporters, meanwhile, launched aggressive campaigns defending his character and intent. Social media users shared charitable acts, studio footage, and previous interviews to humanize him and counter the narrative of cold-blooded murder. "He made a mistake, yes," one fan posted. "But he's still a person. He's still our artist. Don't let them erase everything he's done for the culture." The movement grew rapidly, with thousands rallying online, creating a storm of support that clashed directly with Mo3's fanbase, intensifying the emotional divide in the community. The families themselves became entwined in public battles, with statements, interviews, and social media posts fueling the narrative. Mo3's family publicly criticized Beezy, demanding accountability and emphasizing the permanence of loss. Beezy's family, on the other hand, highlighted his remorse and personal struggles, painting a picture of a man trapped by circumstances and human error. The drama escalated, and tensions ran high during public appearances, with emotions so raw that even minor interactions could spark viral outrage. In a particularly shocking development, insiders revealed that other artists and industry figures might have contributed to the feud, either intentionally or inadvertently. Rivalries, jealousies, and financial disputes were rumored to have added fuel to the fire, creating a perfect storm that culminated in tragedy. "It wasn't just Beezy and Mo3, one source said. There were too many hands in the pot. Everyone had an angle, everyone had a stake. And when pride and ego collide, bad things happen." Fans were shocked, and speculation about the hidden players involved became a viral topic across social media platforms. The rap world itself reacted with a mixture of grief, anger, and disbelief. Collaborators who had once worked with both artists were forced to navigate an emotionally charged environment, balancing loyalty, career ambitions, and public perception. One producer said, "It's hard to be in the studio now. Every conversation, every track, every collaboration feels tense. Everyone is thinking about where they stand, who they support, and what could happen next. Fans sympathized with the behind-the-scenes struggles, while others accused the industry of enabling violence and feuds. Beezy's time in prison added another layer of tension. Reports from insiders described a complicated adjustment period, with emotional breakdowns, private counseling sessions, and attempts to reconcile with the consequences of his actions. Friends and family visited when allowed, trying to offer support while simultaneously grappling with their own grief and fear. "It's a lonely, isolating experience," said one confidant. "You're surrounded by people, but you feel completely trapped." And for Yella, that feeling is compounded by guilt and regret. Fans speculated endlessly about his mental state, with online discussions ranging from empathy to outright criticism. Even as the drama unfolded, new conflicts emerged. Allegations of leaked recordings, secret threats, and potential retaliation from rival factions kept the story alive. Sources claimed that tension was rising not only within the rap community, but also among the streets, as loyalty and respect became central to ongoing debates. Fans were shocked at the scale of the conflict, with some claiming that what started as a personal feud had now grown into a cultural crisis affecting the entire hip-hop ecosystem. The emotional toll on both families was devastating. Mo3's family continued to demand justice, organizing public tributes, online campaigns, and interviews to keep his legacy alive. Beezy's family, meanwhile, attempted to shield him from further public scrutiny while advocating for understanding, highlighting his remorse, and emphasizing that he was still a human being capable of redemption. The clash between grief, loyalty, and public perception created an ongoing drama that captivated fans and media outlets alike. In an unexpected twist, sources reported that Beezy attempted to reach out to Mo3's family privately, offering apologies and explanations for the incident. However, the response was reportedly cold, if not hostile. "There's nothing he can do now," a source close to the family said. "The hurt is too deep. Words cannot undo what happened. Actions are meaningless at this point." Fans watched these exchanges with bated breath, debating whether reconciliation could ever occur or if the feud had reached a permanent stalemate. Adding to the intrigue, rumors surfaced that certain unreleased tracks and collaborations between Beezy and Mo3 might contain hidden messages, references, or subtle jabs at the feud. Fans dissected lyrics, interviews, and video clips, searching for clues to understand what really happened. Every detail was scrutinized, every word analyzed, and every gesture debated. The investigation extended beyond the courtroom, into the music itself, turning the art into a battlefield of interpretation and speculation. The drama spilled into public appearances and award shows as well. Fellow artists who had once collaborated with either rapper were forced to navigate tense interactions, careful not to align too openly with one side or the other. "You could feel the tension in the air," said one industry insider. Everyone knew about the feud. Everyone felt the tension, and nobody wanted to make a mistake. "It's like walking on a minefield." Fans, in turn, speculated endlessly about alliances, perceived slights, and hidden meanings behind every public interaction. Even mainstream media got involved, further sensationalizing the story. News outlets mixed confirmed facts with speculation, amplifying the drama and keeping the story trending. Analysts debated legal implications, psychological consequences, and cultural impact, ensuring that the saga remained a national and international topic of conversation. "It's a perfect storm for headlines," one media strategist said. "Tragedy, fame, rivalry, everything that draws attention. And it keeps evolving." Through all of this, one thing remained certain. The saga of Yella Beezy and Mo3 had become more than a legal case or a personal tragedy. It was now a story about loyalty, betrayal, fame, and the consequences of pride. Fans, families, and the hip-hop community at large were caught in the emotional whirlwind, trying to process the unthinkable while debating every angle, motive, and implication. Emotions ran high, loyalties were tested, and the story refused to fade from public consciousness. The tension surrounding Yella Beezy and Mo3 reached an all-time high as new revelations continued to surface, shocking fans and the rap community alike. Rumors of secret alliances, hidden rivalries, and financial disputes made headlines, creating a whirlwind of speculation and intrigue. Social media became a battlefield, with fans debating every leaked message, studio session, and interview. Emotions ran high, and the families remained divided, leaving the public desperate for clarity and closure. The streets were alive with chatter, the internet was ablaze, and the music world watched in disbelief as the saga unfolded. Reports emerged that Beezy had been receiving threatening messages, even while in prison, from factions allegedly loyal to Mo3. Friends and family of Beezy feared for his safety, raising concerns about potential retaliation and escalating violence. "It's like living in a war zone," a close associate said. "You can't trust anyone. Every message, every visit, every move is scrutinized. Yella's trying to survive, but the pressure is insane." Meanwhile, Mo3's supporters argued that such threats were deserved, claiming that accountability must be enforced. The tension between justice, revenge, and survival created a volatile mix that kept everyone on edge. Inside the studio, artists and producers reflected on what could have been. Tracks that once symbolized collaboration and brotherhood were now tainted by tragedy and betrayal. "Every beat, every lyric, every session has a shadow over it now," said one producer who worked with both rappers. "You listen, and it's hard not to hear the tension, the anger, the heartbreak. It's like the music itself is mourning." Fans dissected these songs, looking for hidden meanings, subliminal messages, or clues about the feud. Some believed that Beezy had subtly expressed remorse, while others claimed he was sending secret warnings. The ambiguity fueled speculation and kept the drama alive. The emotional impact on both families deepened further when private conflicts became public. Mo3's siblings criticized Beezy's attempts to apologize, insisting that no words could repair the damage. "Our brother is gone forever," one sibling said in an emotional social media post. "No forgiveness can change that. We will never forget." Beezy's family, however, maintained that he was trying to make amends and that his remorse was genuine. "He's paying a heavy price," Beezy's mother said, tears streaming down her face. "It's not just a mistake. It's a life sentence, a burden that will haunt him forever. Please understand he's still human." In a shocking twist, insiders revealed that additional recordings and messages had surfaced, showing conversations between Beezy and other industry figures that hinted at behind-the-scenes manipulation. Some suggested that third parties may have fanned the flames of conflict for personal gain, creating a perfect storm that led to tragedy. Fans were stunned, as these revelations painted a more complex picture of the feud, suggesting that neither Beezy nor Mo3 acted in isolation. The drama had evolved from a personal dispute into a multi-layered saga involving multiple players with hidden agendas. The hip-hop community reacted with a mix of outrage, sadness, and disbelief. Artists posted tributes to Mo3, expressing grief while condemning violence. Others publicly defended Beezy, emphasizing his talent and the pressures of the streets. The polarized reactions mirrored the chaos in the streets, highlighting a culture grappling with grief, loyalty, and morality. "It's heartbreaking," one rapper said in an interview. "Both sides have pain. Both sides have loss. But the real tragedy is that nothing can bring Mo3 back. And now, Yella's life is changed forever too." Fans resonated with the emotional complexity, fueling ongoing debates online. Meanwhile, Beezy's time in prison continued to test his mental and emotional strength. Sources reported that he struggled with isolation, remorse, and the constant pressure of knowing that his name would forever be linked to tragedy. "He's fighting every day," an insider said. "Not just to survive, but to understand, to reflect, to figure out how he can live with what happened. He's lost, scared, and haunted." Friends and supporters tried to lift his spirits, sending letters, recording videos, and advocating for him publicly, but the situation remained tense and unpredictable. Adding yet another twist, speculation began to emerge about potential unreleased collaborations between Beezy and Mo3 that might shed light on their relationship. Fans combed through old footage, interviews, and social media posts, trying to find clues about what went wrong. Some claimed they found hints of reconciliation attempts, while others argued that hidden insults and passive-aggressive remarks indicated lingering tension. The search for answers became an obsession for fans, turning the story into a cultural scavenger hunt that blurred the line between mourning, curiosity, and entertainment. The drama also spilled into live events. Artists who had once collaborated with either rapper were forced to navigate highly charged environments, carefully managing interactions to avoid public controversy. One insider described a recent award show where tensions were palpable. Every handshake, every hug, every glance was loaded. You could feel the history, the anger, the grief in the air. No one wanted to say the wrong thing. Fans and journalists documented every interaction, analyzing body language, tone, and facial expressions for hidden meaning. Even mainstream media coverage contributed to the spectacle, mixing verified facts with speculation to keep the story trending. Analysts debated the cultural impact, legal implications, and psychological consequences, creating a constant news cycle that kept fans engaged and emotions running high. It's sensationalism, but it's real-life drama, a media strategist said. The story has everything: fame, rivalry, betrayal, tragedy, and unresolved conflict. And it keeps evolving every day. The combination of social media frenzy, fan involvement, and industry intrigue ensured that the saga remained impossible to ignore. Private confrontations and reconciliatory attempts added layers of complexity. Sources claimed that Beezy had reached out to Mo3's inner circle multiple times, attempting to explain, apologize, and seek understanding. Each attempt was met with mixed reactions. Some were sympathetic, some were hostile, and some refused contact entirely. Fans followed these developments obsessively, interpreting every action as a step toward redemption or as evidence of manipulation. It's like watching a slow-motion explosion, one commentator said. Every move counts, every gesture matters, and the emotional stakes are off the charts. The feud's ripple effects continued to influence new generations of artists. Up-and-coming rappers who looked up to Beezy and Mo3 found themselves navigating a world where loyalty, rivalry, and reputation were under intense scrutiny. You grow up hearing their music, watching their careers, and now you see how fragile everything is, said a young artist in an Instagram interview. It's inspiring but scary. You learn respect, but you also learn how quickly things can go wrong. Fans noted the lessons embedded in the tragedy, using the story as both cautionary tale and ongoing discussion point. As time passed, Beezy's supporters worked tirelessly to maintain his presence in the public eye. Leaks of music, interviews, and personal reflections were released to remind fans of his talent and humanity. At the same time, Mo3's fanbase continued memorial campaigns, music tributes, and social media activism, keeping his legacy alive. The contrast between these two movements, support and mourning, highlighted the enduring drama, ensuring that neither story would fade quietly. Fans remained engaged, emotions ran high, and tensions continued to simmer beneath the surface. Even in private, the psychological weight on everyone involved was staggering. Family members, friends, collaborators, and fans all felt the impact, grappling with grief, anger, and unresolved questions. It's everywhere, one insider said. You can't escape it. The story is in your feeds, your conversations, your memories. It's like living in a hurricane of emotion. The saga had transcended the original incident, evolving into a complex narrative of culture, loyalty, rivalry, and consequences that would be studied, debated, and remembered for years to come. The streets remained abuzz with speculation, rumors, and heated debates. Fans dissected every public statement, every leaked message, and every interview to glean insight into the ongoing feud. Analysts, journalists, and influencers joined the conversation, creating a continuous loop of discussion, interpretation, and controversy. The saga had become a story that refused to end, fueled by heartbreak, anger, and the insatiable curiosity of the public. Emotions ran high, alliances shifted, and every day brought new twists that kept the drama alive. As the world watched, one thing became clear. The story of Yella Beezy and Mo3 was far from over. Even with the life sentence, even with the heartbreak, even with the divided families and polarized fanbase, the saga continued to unfold. Fans are shocked, emotions ran high, and the hip-hop community remains on edge, desperate for closure, understanding, and justice. The tragedy has left an indelible mark on the culture, reminding everyone that fame, rivalry, and pride can collide with devastating consequences. The saga of Yella Beezy and Mo3 has left the rap world shaken to its core. From shocking allegations, heated confrontations, and emotional courtroom battles to the divided streets and social media chaos, fans everywhere have been left grappling with heartbreak, disbelief, and endless questions. The life sentence handed down to Yella Beezy has changed the trajectory of his life forever, while Mo3's family continues to mourn a loss that no apology or reconciliation can undo. Emotions ran high, the culture was rocked, and the streets have been talking nonstop since the moment the verdict dropped. This isn't just a story about crime and punishment. It's a story about loyalty, betrayal, pride, and the devastating consequences when everything spirals out of control. Even now, months after the tragic events, fans are still debating, dissecting, and analyzing every detail. Was it a moment of rage, a tragic accident, or something more calculated? Who, if anyone else, played a role behind the scenes? Can the families ever find peace? Or will this feud continue to echo through the hip-hop community? One thing is certain. The legacy of both artists will forever be intertwined, leaving a mark on the culture that can't be erased. Now it's your turn. What do you think really happened that night? Was Yella Beezy guilty of a crime of passion, or was there more to the story than meets the eye? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because we want to hear your opinions. Don't forget to smash that like button if you're shocked by this saga, and make sure to subscribe for more updates on the latest rap world drama. Share this video with friends who live for hip-hop gossip because the story isn't over, and you won't want to miss what unfolds next. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and join the conversation.